May profits be upon you. Today was a super day. A super day. Why? Because the doggone analysis that I've been putting out about Aussie USD for this week has been on point. Let me take you to the 4 hour chart. And if you remember from the last video I posted, I told you about this break, the breaking of these lows here with a break and close, a candle break and close, a candle body break and close. But all those lows is a bearish indication that price is going to continue lower after a pullback. And I said we could take the buy to the sell, and that's exactly how it played out. All right, I told you that wait for the pullback here, got in here, and take it up to the fair value gap. There was a there's a fair value gap here and one here. And just real quick, so that you know, uh, fair value gaps, I explained it in the other video, but I didn't tell you how to actually mark them. You see where I got these marks right now? Uh, where this is the gap. All right, this is where just nothing but sellers are, just nothing but sells. All right, what price likes to do, what the market likes to do is come back and rebalance this imbalanced move. All right, uh, and this is a very large imbalance move. So what you do is this is your gap candle. You go on this side, and uh, where the previous candle wicked, where the full range, the bottom range of that candle, that's where the gap begins, and the not the gap candle, but the next candle over is where the gap ends. You see, I have fair value gap labels here and here. All right, this is usually yellow. I took the yellow out so you can see what I'm working on here. So I just have it represented as the boundary lines. All right, this one is how it usually appears. All right, this one is where this is the gap candle. The candle before it ends here. All right, that's the bottom range of that candle. The candle after the gap candle ends here. All right, so this is your gap between the bottom of that candle and the bottom of the before candle and the candle after. That's the top. That's your gap, and you're waiting for price to come back into that gap to either fill it. All right, because there's a lot of liquidity in these areas. All right, a lot of liquidity, so they are draws to price. All right, they draw price to it, and that's exactly what happened here. And I said in the last video that price could very well go into the higher gap because it's in premium prices. All right. Remember I told you what this little uh, graphic representation is premium price, premium prices up here, discount prices. All right. And this is your 50% line. And what is this measuring from the top of this move? This is a bearish leg of price, right? This is the bearish leg. It's a bearish movement, and you wait for the retracement. And I like to see price come back at least 50% or better. All right, it came above that 50% line. That's what I was looking for, and that's when you want to take your shorts. All right, you want to take your longs when price comes down to discount prices, and you want to take your longs from there. All right, but you want to stay away from this middle area here. This is the actual 50%, that what I call the equilibrium. All right, I get this is from ICT, so that's where all this smart money stuff comes from. All right, smart money concept. So this is the equilibrium. All right, this is the middle. All right, I don't like taking uh, 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 trades from this area because it can go against you. It can go before you. It can wick you out. You just gotta. I wait patiently until it's out of this area, and we are well into the premium prices. And I was hoping that price would come up here, tap it, and let's go. All right. Also, in that last video, I said what I'm going to wait. is wait for is when price comes up here, I'm going to go down to the 15-minute and look at the price action, and I'm looking for my entry model. What's the entry model? All right, I'm looking for price to make a high, take that high out, make a higher high, right? But take the liquidity from that high, then come back down, take that low, all right, break that market structure with an impulsive move, all right? This is a displacement, all right, a price displacement, which leaves a fair value gap. If there's no fair value gap left behind, I don't want to deal with it, all right? But you're looking for a fair value gap to be left behind because it's telling you the intent of price, that it intends to go lower, all right, when it leaves that gap, all right. So I'm looking for that, and get this, all right. We go high, we go low. Matter of fact, all right, high, a pull back, higher high, a low that breaks that market structure, breaks that swing point, that little swing low, all right, and then pulls back up into the fair value gap and starts to make its way down. Dig? It's that simple. And lo and behold, lo and behold, we got it right here. We got it right here. Let me show you what I'm talking about, folks. You can see it. Price comes up, makes a higher low, makes a higher high. Then it does this. Boom, boom, boom. Now, this is a failure to go higher. All right. We've already swept the liquidity here. All right. This is a failure to go higher. So when I'm seeing this kind of stuff happening, and then I'm looking at what time it is, all right, this is right around between the open. You know, you got to wait until after the news because there was some high impact news or potentially high impact news that turned out to be not as high impact as uh, that we thought. Anyway, uh, uh, so I don't know how I move this over here. All right, thank you. So once price uh, made this move here, and then you saw this candlestick formation here, I'm thinking, oh, this looking like a evening star. So then it pushes up higher, and then you see the displacement. This displacement. When I see this candle, this it takes a lot of money from market makers and institutions and whatnot. This takes a lot to make that candle. Way more than any of all the combined retail traders like ourselves could muster. So when I see this move, I'm thinking, okay, did it break some market structure? And I'm looking at this candle right here. And yeah, if you go down to the 5 minute, you can see that there was a structure break here. And you know, it depends on your eye. But I go down to the lower time frames. I go down to the lower time frames to look for my entries. I look for this, all right, because we see that price gave us what we needed, broke the high, pulls back, fails to go higher, gives us a displacement, gives us this displacement. So I'm waiting in this leg of structure for price to come back. Here's here where I can get my entry. All right, and that's it. It's that simple. Don't overthink it. You know, you're just looking for a way to get in. Got tapped in here, price kept jumping up, and then we started coming down. All right, I don't use I use 15 minutes or 15 minutes and lower for my entries. A lot of people who've been with me know that I love to enter on the 1 minute. Or and if I can get it on a five, that's even better. You know, because sometimes it can be clearer on the 5 minute, but the 15 minute is where I'm definitely looking for that displacement, that beautiful candle here. Boom! Once I saw that, and I saw that we had a hitch here, where you can call it. I can look at that and say, "Wow, that was some significant market structure." And in fact, once price came up, sorry, once price was messing around in this area here, and we saw the breakout to the upside, and then a pullback. I'm looking for this to be broken. I'm looking for that to be broken. And once that low was broken with a candle body break and close, you can, I mean, there was a bunch of factors to see that you're just waiting for price to come back up into this fair value gap. I hope you can see that fair value gap even on the 5 minute. All right. Uh, let's, sorry, even on the 2 minute, you can see a gap formed here. Price came back up and filled this gap. All right. So when it drops like this here and comes back into a fair value gap, you got to wait for it. Wait for it to come. You know, put the pending on and put your you know, stop loss at the top. Put your stop loss at the top at a fair distance and just let it ride. All right. Now, let me tell you what to expect, or what you can expect anyway. Uh, I'm thinking, you see how price is coming down. Got two good candles on the way down. That's great. All right. I would like to see this candle, the market, yeah, the market's closed. Close with a candle body breaking close below this doji low. All right. And, but it's a long candle. All right. That's a big candle. And I'm just glad that it hit that low, and that it's looks like it's intending on going lower. Now, what I'm expecting, sorry, what I'm expecting is we may have a little bump of a ride here, and price may come back up, and that'd be fine if it does. Just hold your water, right, and then let it continue on down, because I believe we are heading towards the weak low. This low is weak. Why is it weak? Because the only purpose of a low is to make a new high. When it fails to do that, it becomes a weak low. That's it. It's that simple. It becomes a weak low, and it becomes a target for liquidation. All right. You got to know that price is going to target that low, because there are people who took longs here. They're going to target that low. So that's it. You know. So what do we got here? All right. So I'm thinking, price may give us a little rocky road there, but I think we'll eventually fight through it and head down towards this week low. And I have my target set around this low. All right. And if I believe it's going to make a lower low, but this is where I would want I would recommend you take profit. That's where I would recommend it. All right. And we'll see what sets up beyond that. If it does come down here, takes that low out with a candle body break and close below that low, and pulls back. This is where I'll be looking for it uh, to continue down, and I take another trade there. That's it. You know what I mean? We'll reassess at that time, but right now, hold your water. You know what I mean? Hold your water and just enjoy, and may profits be upon you. Enjoy your weekend, and thank you for your support. Do not forget do not forget to hit that like button, and do consider subscribing to my channel. I'll talk to you later.